spooky skeletons going down your spine.
Oh! Hello and welcome to Shelf Centered. Thank you for stopping by again. I really appreciate it. I thought I'd do a fun little October kind of themed top 10 list this time. I'm thinking specifically the top 10 spooky reads, those types of things. So what I'm going for is not necessarily horror. I'm doing your top 10 spooky reads that aren't Stephen King. I don't necessarily want horror, but also some horror. But just what kind of is just maybe a little creepy, a little just the right theme for Halloween. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at right here is just a good kind of Halloween, October-y theme. Anyway, we'll get into it. You'll get it, I think. Maybe not. Number 10. We'll just jump right into it. Number 10. This is actually a recent read of mine, and one I know I keep talking about, but it's spooky and it's a little creepy. What we're talking about is The Dark Trials. Technically YA, but it really worked for me, even though it's not my usual thing. And what I really liked about this, though, I mean, what's creepier than some mysterious knocking on the edge of your bedpost, and you have no idea what it is, but you're pretty sure it's there. I'm only pretty sure. But anyway, that's just how it starts. And it really, I think, really gets into this kind of spookiness as it goes on. Just really recommended there. Number 10. Number 9. This is one I've actually mostly read on audiobook. But, again, the theme is spooky, creepy, Halloween type creatures, but not necessarily horror. So that's why I'm going to go with just the entirety of the Dresden Files. I guess the main one I'm looking at is Full Moon. I'm really thinking, with the werewolves there. But really the whole series has got great monsters. At one point, an undead dinosaur. And some polka power. But that's not the creepy thing. Maybe it is. For some people, polka power might be creepy. And countless just ghouls, monsters, the Denarians. I mean, those are. How does it even beat them? So I really like the Dresden Files, and it gives a good, nice. I think it works really well for this time of year. Number 8, I'm going to go with The Sandman by Neil Gaiman, especially the recent. Not only is there a new show coming out, but the audiobooks. And I did a review pretty recently. I can throw that up in the corner. And just, it's hard to even describe, but creepiness, spookiness definitely fits all those. Got some monsters, but maybe more in terms of people that are the monsters. And really a good one there. Number 7, going with less of a horror, more just creepy. And we're going to go with Shadows for Silence in the Forest of Hell. And that's in both the Arcanum Unbounded, that of course I had to pick up because it's got lots of great novellas and short stories in there. I actually read it in Dangerous Women, though, which is an old advanced reading copy I was given. And but really, just I love that world. It's the kind of like fades or ghosts. There might actually be a name for it, I'm sure. And just a really good kind of an interesting world, as Sanderson is known for. The Threnodite world, I think, is what it is. But really, really just creepy with those kind of shades or fades or whatever they're called. It might just be called Shadows because Silence is the name of the person in there. For the hell is the world. Anyway, I'll probably update this. So that's 7. Just a creep. I remember reading it and just being so creeped out by these things that can get you. but unless you know the way to deal with them. All right, number six. Number six, I was thinking more about Bird Box by Josh Malerman, but I wanted to go with more of an obscure book by him that I don't think anyone's read, as opposed to Bird Box, which I think most everyone's read, especially after the popular Netflix movie. But the one that I just think is really creepy is it's called A House at the Bottom of a Lake. And it's a novella. It's not extremely long. It's an easy one to fit into this season if you have other things you're reading. But just, I remember being so creeped out as these teenagers kind of find this lake. They're just rowing on it, and then they find, wait, what's this other kind of a like pipe, like a large pipe that they kind of can get through, but it's weird. Kind of, there's just some inconsistencies with it, and they make it through, and then they find this other lake that's gorgeous and peaceful, and there's a house at the bottom of it, and then it gets creepier. So I don't know if you're anything like me, and what's funny is I was a swimmer in college, and I still, if I go in the ocean, I'm like, there's definitely sharks below me, and so just any kind of that feeling of there's stuff below me, I don't like it. I can't see it with my goggles on, okay? But anyway, that one's a great one. All right, number five. Number five is definitely some creepiness, some spookiness. It's A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This one will break your heart in two. I mean, technically there's a monster, but anyway, getting too much into it will spoil too much of it. It's a pretty short one too, not quite novella length, but very emotional. That's a rough one and will tug at your heartstrings, promise. Number four, we're going to go with a classic. And again, this goes back to my high school days, but one of the few books that I really just absolutely loved that we were assigned, that I wasn't just reading on my own, which honestly wasn't a ton anyway. Anyway, I can get into that. But Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. I remember going, this is a really good book. And just the creepy circus kind of vibes. And you'll get, this isn't my only circus book on here. Or fair. Is it a fair? Anyway, I'm a little rusty, but again, I keep adding books here that I still have that feeling. And it's stuck with me of just being creepy, but really just so fascinating. And I need to do a reread of that already because I really love that. Number three, we're going to go with, and I actually have this here. Number three, we are going with Brahms, The Child Thief. Man, talk about a twisted, different take on Peter Pan. It's in the title alone. It's spooky, it's creepy, it's definitely for this season. I have not been disappointed in a Brahm book. Krampus, excellent. I want so badly to talk about that book if anyone's read that. There's a scene that I want to spoil so badly for you, but I also think it might really make you want to pick it up. But I think Brahm's name should make you want to pick it up anyway. But The Child Thief, oh my gosh, what a... I mean, that's the take that you're taking on Peter Pan, then you know just from the title that it's a nutty one, but so well told, and I mean, Captain Hook and his guys just like stuck there. Anyway, it's not at all like the normal Peter Pan that is known and loved. Number two, I'm going to go with, this was my circus one as well, The Pilo Family Circus by Will Elliott. What an interesting, crazy concept. I mean, you start out with this guy, is it Jamie? Man, it's been a while. Sees a clown. Clown kind of comes out of nowhere, and it's creepy. It is so creepy. But then he gets involved with it and ends up in this circus. There's just all this like the clown's like makeup gives you kind of like superpowers so that you can do the like clowning stuff, and that's just the surface of it, and also makes you nutty and crazy. So man, I cannot recommend this one enough. Do yourself a favor and read Pilot Family Circus. Please let me know how that goes, but this is the perfect time to do it. Oh man, just the whole circus, you get to know just the crazy monsters in it, and the anyway, nothing's as it seems, that's for sure. And then there's a sequel even, so which is just as good, I think. Number one is one I keep trying to get people to read. This was one, it was just so surprising. It went around Goodreads for a couple years ago. It's written by 4 different people, and that might tell you a bit about what it is. But number one, I'm going to go with Dracula's. And so Blake Crouch, J.A. Conrath, what is it? Something Strand, and Wilson. I forget their names. Is it F. Paul Wilson? Anyway, I don't know. I think this was kind of written at the height of the Twilight phase, and so I like this quote from it. If you're easily disturbed, have a weak stomach, or are prone to nightmares, stop reading now. There are no sexy team heartthrobs herein. And see, it's it actually also involves a clown, funny enough. I guess that's what creeps me out the most, is just clowns. That's all it has to be. It could be any kind, apparently. So they are what's included in like half of my list here. But gosh, what a nutty, I mean, like scary, so creepy to say the least, but this one actually is definitely horror on that level. And Blake Crouch, I mean, he's gotten really popular lately with dark matter, recursion, and I've spoken about those very highly. But this is one, and it just doesn't, like 4 different authors, how does it even work as a book? It does, and it's nuts, and you gotta read it. And it's the perfect time of year to do so. So anyway, I hope you like my list. I know it's kind of a little all over the place, but I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed thinking through. Let me know, what are your favorites? You know, some of the ones I missed, but it's really, I haven't read them. But like, I always get recommended A Night in Lonesome October by Roger Zelazny, and I just haven't read it yet. And I hear that's the perfect October read. And I mean, it says October. So anyway, let me know, what are your favorite reads this time of year? I know I'm missing a ton, and especially I'm directly excluding Stephen King books. So anyway, let me know, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. All you do. Thank you. Bye.